What's going on, everyone? I'm Sean from Start to Finish Gaming, and welcome back to Ragnarok 4, Episode 11 of the Custom Map Story Mode series. Guys, in the last episode, we tamed ourselves a Phiomia, we tamed ourselves some dung beetles in order to get a ton of fertilizer. If you guys haven't checked out that video, in the right-hand corner right about now is a link sending you on over there, so definitely check out that video, then come on back to this one. Before we get into today's episode, guys, just want to show you kind of what I've done around base and kind of give you my thoughts. So first of all, in between episodes, I have actually gotten all of the fertilizer in those crop plots up there, so now it's just a waiting game. Now we're just waiting for them to fully grow on up. I've also actually added a couple of crop plots with defense plants in the front here. I have 2 here. I have 2 more over there. I have 2 more over here, and then finally 2 more over there, just to give us some defenses in the front from Carnos, Raptors, Aloes, what have you. I will say this has taken a lot of work to do, a lot of upkeep, and I'm really hoping once these things are grown, it's going to be worthwhile, because if not, yeah, we're going to be probably looking at other base locations, honestly. But we'll have to see how everything goes. Overall, I'm real excited for today's episode, though. Today, we will be heading down to the Desert Biome to tame up one of my favorite creatures, if not my favorite creature in the entire game, the Thylacoleo. Alright guys, so before we actually go after some Thylas, we do in fact need to get a trap. We also need to get some cooked mutton going, which means that we're going to have to find an Ovis to kill, but I actually really like this spot. I've used this spot in the past. Here is kind of where this place is on the map, and I like using this little platform here to basically set up my trap. I can take an Argent out, find some Thylas, and then just pretty much drop them in here, so it's not too bad, honestly. We're going to leave squirrel bait here for now. I think squirrel bait's pretty much just going to be for travel, and that's it. Just because, again, we are a little bit far away from home, so it does take a little bit to get here. But now that we have the Argent, we'll be able to go out. We're going to start getting ourselves some stone. We're going to start getting ourselves some thatch and wood in order to make ourselves this trap and everything like that. Ooh, aloe. What level? 30. Okay. But yeah, down here in the desert biome, as you can already see, there are Thylas all over the place. There's so many spots that you can find Thylas here and everything like that. But we're going to do our best to avoid the Thylas right now because, yeah, we got to get this trap going first. So let's get ourselves the materials that we need. Alright guys, now that I have all the materials, let's go ahead and make this trap. I have actually gotten a lot of wood because I've actually made 4 campfires, so I'll actually be able to cook all the mutton and everything like that. So let's just head on over here. I'm going to make a simple 4x4, nothing too crazy, honestly, and this should work out fairly well for us. Let's jump up here, stored stone door frames. I'm going to be honest, I think 1 high is enough, but I am going to play it safe. I did make enough for 2 high, which is what I'm going to do here. Alright, there we go. 16 total. Let's actually get the Argent here, because I should have... Alright, let's get those 4 campfires along with the wood. 2, 3, 4... 26. Perfect. Okay. Alright guys, now that the trap is set up, we have our campfires in the back. Now we're going to go out and get a Thyla. Now there is a few things that you will need. I currently only have 2 cryos. One's going to be used for the Argent once we head on home. So I'm going to want to get the best of the best, which is 2 180s, or at least that's what I'm hoping for. A few things that you will need is... preferably trank darts. I was lucky to actually find this in one of the drops. It's a Mastercraft long neck rifle with 219 weapon damage, so I've went ahead and made myself 100 trank darts. This should be enough to take out 2 of them. On top of that, I will need narcotic. Best way to tame a Thyla is using kibble, but unfortunately we don't have kibble right now, which is why we will need to find ourselves an Ovis, kill the Ovis, and then cook up the mutton and everything like that. So let's head on out. Argent's going to be the best way in getting this thing, because pretty much I'm just going to go around, find the Thyla I want, pick it on up, and then just bring it on back, pretty much. It's not too shabby. I did have the net gun with me, just in case. That was another idea that I could have done, but these areas are so hostile and everything like that, that it, I don't think it would work out too well using that. Speaking of which, there's another Thyla right there. That one's a 60, so no, we're not going to bother with that one. Another Thyla right here. Looks like a normal one, level 18. That's not going to happen. Another Thyla right here. We have another 18. That's an R Thyla. Not going to work. Alright, let's move on down to this area. I usually have the best luck with Thylas over here specifically, because this little mosh pit area right here, you always have a Thyla or two. So, and it looks like there's a Thyla right there. What level is that guy? That guy's a 24, so no, that's not going to work. But this area down here is usually the best place to go to. Right down here on the map, basically. You have this area where you'll always seem to find a Thyla. And then when you come up on here, sometimes, yep, there's another Thyla right there. That is a level 24. And then sometimes you'll actually find a Thyla out here too. So it's a nice little area to find 2 or 3 Thyla at once. Doesn't look like the other one is over here. Might be a little bit further down. But at this point, I'm going to pretty much fly around, try to find the best Thylas I can find. And then on top of that too, we do... Ooh, look at you. 102, not bad, but I want obviously higher. And then we'll also have to find an Ovis down here too, which shouldn't be too bad. Ovises are pretty common in this area. Alright guys, so it took a while, but I finally got myself an Ovis. I'm going to take this back to our little cave here. I'm going to kill it and start cooking up the mutton. But it is getting late here. It is currently 1921. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to kind of wait the night out and everything. And we'll go hunt Thylas in the morning. So, see you guys in a little bit. Alright guys, it is early morning the next day. We're going to go out and try to get ourselves a Thyla here. And we'll see what we can find, basically. So this is the one that we saw yesterday. This was the 156. Now, the best thing to do when you do have a Thyla that you don't want, and yes, even though this is a great one, I'm not going to go for it. I'm going to try to get a little bit better. Oh boy. Didn't work out the way that I wanted it to there. Let's try this again. And we'll throw them down here. That's totally fine. One, you can throw them off cliffs, basically, just to make things a little bit easier for you. Or, what I was attempting to do, just pick them on up and basically just keep hitting them, basically. We're going to have a lot of blood loss here because of that bleed and everything that these things cause now. But it's crazy that I'm letting a 156 go, but... yeah, I'm definitely going to want better, and unfortunately, the only way to get more Thylas to spawn in is kill the Thylas that are currently out here, which means the 156 has to go. And just like that, it did not take long. We already have a R Thyla 174. Do I want it? I would say just go for it, right? I think it would be cool having max levels, but honestly, we're not going to get the perfect taming effectiveness and stuff because we don't have kibbles, so I think we're going to go for it. And to be honest, I prefer the R Thylas, the way that they look, compared to the regular Thylas. But look at that thing. That thing looks great with the black. Is that black charcoal? I think it's actually charcoal. With a little bit of orange. That's actually kind of cool. Just waiting for my stamp to come back because this is going to be a bit of a nightmare trying to get this thing back, but because it's just going to continuously bite and everything like that. If you are worried about that, there's a few things that you can actually do. Once it starts biting, I'll kind of show that off here. Maybe it's going to be docile. Interesting. This usually doesn't happen. I mean, I'm definitely not going to complain if this thing's not going to bite me because, oh my god, these things pack a punch, especially, too, that these dinos go up to 180. These Thylas really hit hard. But hopefully we can get back to the trap with no issues or anything like that. Usually what you have to do is, if the Thyla is, in fact, biting, I really don't want to move the Argent too much because I don't want to trigger, like... No, okay, it looks like the Thyla's going to be pretty docile. But usually you'll kind of just do this whole go really, really high. Ah, damn it, I triggered it. But if you go really, really high up, they won't actually be able to hit you. And then you kind of just continue this up and down where they can't actually hit you. Let's see, is it gonna... Alright, interesting. That shouldn't be the case. It should actually hit me and stuff from here, but I'm definitely not gonna complain. I didn't actually see the damage output when the Thyla did actually hit me, so hopefully we have a good one, but I guess we'll see what happens once we knock this thing on out. Let's get it in the trap, though. This is always the fun part. Right there. Did I get it in? Nope. Where'd it go? Oh, crap. Oh, shit, it hits for 77. Wow. Alright, let's try this again. Round 2. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, I think you could honestly just go one high with your trap. I don't think you need to go too high. But to be honest, I think it just works out a little bit better here. Let's try to get some headshots on this so we don't have to use... Oh, okay. I thought that was my archer for a second. Oh, wow. That didn't actually hit. That stinks. Alright, let's see. Headshot. 85. Not too shabby. I'm kind of curious where that argent went. Okay, it's over there. Alright. Hopefully it won't take long to knock this thing on out. But, yeah, we'll see how this goes. Wow, it only took 12 shots to knock this thing on out. Jeez. Alright, let's see if we can check the inventory. 185 melee, not great. 616 in weight, 1360 stamina, 3920 in health. So not the best, but it's totally okay. It is what it is. It's a Thyla, who cares? 162 Argent. Wow, and I'm gonna have to kill it, but it is what it is. I can't have it getting in the way here. But let's get rid of this thing. Now we are forced to actually focus on just our Thylas specifically. Again, I only have 2 cryos, so I kind of have to go for a male at this point. Male R Thyla. But yeah, we should be looking pretty good. But biggest thing we're going to have to wait on, and there we go. Let's get rid of that first. Biggest thing we're going to have to wait on, biggest thing we're going to have to keep an eye on is the torpor and everything like that on this dino, because these things drop like a rock, honestly, which is why I brought the narcotic along. You can already see that it's dropped a little bit, and yeah, it takes a while for it to actually, for the food stat to go on down and everything. So the idea is, I'm going to wait till that torpor drops relatively low, and then I think I'm going to pump it up with about 60 narcotic. We have a total of 120. I'm going to use 60. I'm just going to play it safe. I would rather this thing, the torpor, go through the roof. I'd rather use more than not enough, basically, is kind of what I'm attempting to say there. But I'm actually really, really digging the colors on this thing. If I could switch out the orange with red, I would. But I do like how this thing's looking. So it's going to be a little bit, guys. Once this thing's on up, we'll check out the stats and everything like that. And then we'll go track down a male and see what we can find. Alright, guys. Been waiting here for a while. It is time to finally feed this thing. So let's give it some lamb chops. Let's see kind of what we're looking at here. We should be able to get this right away. The unconscious level is dropping, but I think we're going to be fine. Yeah, 1546, so we're looking pretty good here. I did have to use the 60 narcotics like I mentioned before, and it does happen to work out, which is perfect. Yep, we're about to tame, and done. Sweet. Okay, so our Thyla, 257. We did lose a couple levels and everything with it. Let's take a look at the stats here. 5839 in health. That actually seems pretty good. 1720 in stam, 720 weight, 728 weight, and 281 melee. That's actually not too shabby. The melee we can do better in, obviously. Let's get inside here and everything like that. Perfect. Let's cryo her up, and then we're going to go definitely look for a male, because I definitely want to breed these and everything like that. 281 is obviously not ideal, honestly, but it's not bad. It's, you know, I mean, we're going to be looking for a male. Hopefully the male's going to be a little bit better in the melee department, but honestly, when it comes to breeding up Thylas, imprinting them and everything, the melee's going to be just fine regardless what we get. So let's look around for a male, guys. And of course, we find ourselves a decent Thyla, 168 male, but it's a regular Thyla, so unfortunately we can't go for it. We do have to look for the R variant at this point because I fully intend on breeding these things. So unfortunately, that one's a no-go. Right, guys, so I have been looking around for a while, and I have finally come across a decent male Thyla. This is a level 168, I believe. And yeah, that's the best I've actually come across so far. When it does come to the normal Thylas, I have come into, I think, 2 male 180s. I found a female 180, a couple 174s. Yeah, it seems like the regular ones spawn a lot more frequently than the R variants, but hey, I'm happy with this one, honestly. I would have went for the regular 180s, but I don't really have a lot of narcotic on me, so it wasn't necessarily going to work out that way. But we're going to take this thing on back to our little trap on over here, knock it on out. I'm really liking this one. I like the white kind of all over the body, and those little spots, yeah, that's red, which is awesome. Gonna kind of attempt to make this thing look a little S2F-ish. And, yeah, we'll see how this goes. I think the female was, like, gray or black, so it actually might work out really well. But let's get this guy to the trap. Let's knock him on out, see how this goes. Hopefully it won't be too bad, but, yeah, we'll see. Alright, I got 86 shots left. Let's see. There we go. There's a headshot. 85 damage. That is perfect. Oh, damn it. Ah, there we go. Okay. Totally made the mistake of the Thyla actually hitting me, which just caused everything to aggro it. But we should be looking good at this point, honestly. I just want to make sure I'm getting headshots and stuff on this, so this guy knocks out relatively quickly, but it's not looking like we're getting a lot of headshots here. There we go. Right, and it's out. Sweet. Let's jump into the pen here, kind of see what we're looking at pre-tame-wise. 4,060 health, 1,200 stam, 656 in weight, and 215 melee. I'm going to let this thing drop on down, then I'm going to give it the narcotic, and we're going to kind of rinse and repeat on this. Like I was saying before, I could have technically taken a couple of those 180 regular ones. Basically, the gist would be kind of drop it into the trap, knock it on out, let the torpor run all the way down, let it wake up, and re-knock it out. That could have been the play, but honestly, I like how the R Thyla looks a lot better than the regular Thyla, so wanted to get my hands on one of these, honestly. I love these things. And yeah, that looks red. It looks like burgundy, which is kind of cool. And I do like the beige on it. I could go for a different color on the feet, but yeah, I'm really digging this thing, and hopefully it comes out with pretty decent stats, but honestly, once you get Thylas, once you breed up Thylas, it really doesn't matter what the stats are, because the Thyla is just that good, honestly. But guys, I'm going to be here a little bit. Let's kind of wait this out, see what this guy looks like stats-wise once he gets on up. Alright guys, so in a few seconds here, we'll be throwing the food inside of this Thyla. We have to wait till the food gets down to 4250. It's currently at 4254, and torpor is actually still going up, so this process has been a little bit easier than the last one. I assume that's because this is a lower level, so here we go. Okay, we should be able to just fully tame this thing right away. Let me get the cryo ready. I also want to get the lamb chops out of its inventory right away too, but let's see. $76, $84, $92, and 99, and it's ours. Sweet. All right, let's get the food and stuff out of the inventory. Let's have a quick look at the stats. So 5024 in health, 1720 stam, 720 in weight, and 327 melee. The melee seems better than the female one, but what we're going to do is, guys, we're going to head on back to base. I fully intend on breeding these guys, so let's get... Oh, God. Let's get on back to base. Let's check out the stats on each of them, and let's get to breeding, because an imprinted Thyla is the best Thyla you can have. Alright, now that we made it back, it does look like that all of the plants are actually ready to go, which is pretty damn sweet, honestly. I will have to go through and kind of change the settings on those so they'll fire at wild dinos and all that fun stuff. But let's get to breeding these things. First of all, let's check out the stats on both of these. I totally forgot I actually have... I have whatchamacallit on, don't I? Yeah, I'm gonna have to wait 300 seconds, but we'll take a look at this guy. I'm really liking the colors on it, honestly. I really like the red. I like the white, too. The beige I like. The orange I'm not too much of a fan of, but I think it'll do okay for right now. Let's wait the 300 seconds, then we'll throw this thing on out, and we'll see what the stats are on the female. And now let's throw out the female, check her stats. Alright, what were her stats? 5839 in health, which I think is better than the male. 1720 stam. I have to double check. I think this one might have better. 728 in weight. This one's better, not by much. And then 281 melee. I think the male has better melee. Again, if I was to look at the colors and everything like that, honestly, I think it's a little tough to tell if this is... The color region around the eyes, is that black or is that brown? It's a little tough to see because obviously looking kind of crappy out here, but if that's black, that would be kind of cool because then we can get all the colors of the male pretty much except for the feet. The feet on the female I actually like a little bit better. Oh, it looks like it's raining. Okay, that's why. But if that color region on the head right there, the tan, is actually black on this one, that'd be kind of cool, honestly. But anyways, let's quickly look at the male here. 5024, yeah. And 1720, so they both have the same stam, and weight 720, your weight was 728. Okay, so this is usually how I do it, just to make things a little bit easier. Health 5839, stamina was 1720, and the weight on this one was better at 728, I believe. Let's just see if we have that right. 5839, 1720, 728. Yes. Okay. So now for the male here, 1720 stam and 327 melee. And basically when breeding these two, that just makes it a lot easier because what'll happen is once the baby pops on out, you can look at the parents and just see the stats right away, basically. That's usually the way I do this. But before we actually get into this, because we do have cryo sickness and everything like that, I think the best thing to do at this point is just to make a quick Thylas saddle. I don't think I have any Thylas saddles on me or anything like that, and I don't think we found any along the way, so I just need a little more fiber. That should be fine. That should be enough fiber. Let's throw that on in. Scooch on down here. And Daedon saddle. Thyla saddle. Perfect. I would have to look around. I might actually have a Thyla saddle, like a blueprinted one, but it's fine. We'll use this for right now. Just so we're able to move these creatures around and everything, because... yeah, it's just going to be a little bit tough kind of getting them all lined up without a saddle and everything like that. I mean, you can have them follow both, but this is totally fine. Let me just straighten this girl on out here. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so let's put them both onto mating. Mating. So obviously what we're looking for is the best stats of both, basically. So 5839 in health, 1720 stam, which they should automatically have right away, 728 weight, and 328 melee. Color-wise, again, in a perfect world, I would like the white, basically, main body. The red little dots I actually like. This beige, if this female is actually... it's black, I think? I can't really tell, honestly. If that's black, then obviously that would be better. And then feet, we're looking at this gray, basically. So, let me get to breeding, and we'll see how this goes, guys. It's probably going to take a little while, honestly. Alright guys, so finally it looks like we have a perfect female, which is absolutely awesome, honestly. And I'm really liking the colors on this thing. I will let you guys know that that black color, or at least I thought was black. Let's do this for a second just to make things easier. That black that's on, like, right around the eyes and everything, that's actually not black. It's actually a dark brown. So I ended up having two kids that basically looked like this, which I really like the color combinations on both of them, but I am definitely leaning a lot more in this direction. I just really, really like how this thing looks. And it turns out that's what the perfect female actually has, honestly. I'm actually going to breed this. I'm actually going to use this one. I'm not actually going to do perfect female, perfect male, and then just rebreed and everything like that. I think we're looking okay with this. I think these things, if we do need another one in the future, God forbid, if this one dies, these guys will be able to breed them right on up, so it's not that big of a deal. The long story short, these are the two that we started out with. The female was 5839 in health, 1720 stam, 728 weight. And then this one had 1720 in stam, 328 weight. Had two kids here with the colors that I did want. This male was 5839 in health, stamina, 1720, weight 728. And then this one over here ended up having the stamina at 1720, weight 728, and melee 329. Bred these two on up and ended up with this little thing. So, gonna have to wait about 6 minutes here, it looks like, for the first imprint. Imprinting should be no problem with this. But guys, we'll see what the first imprint is. Hopefully it's a cuddle or a walk, and we'll see what happens here. Alright guys, so it wants care in 5 seconds. Let's see what the first request is gonna be. Prime meat jerky, unfortunately. Wow. Right off the bat, don't have it. Let's pick it on up, throw it out again, and see if it gives us something better here. Alright, attempt number 2. It is getting dark here, I apologize, guys. And it wants a walk. Perfect. So what I'm actually going to do is to make things a little bit easier, so we can kind of see what's going on here. Let's whistle, follow 1, and just start kind of running around everywhere. There we go, 50% imprint, perfect. Now we gotta wait another 8 minutes and change, and we'll see what the next imprint is. Right, and it looks like the next imprint is a cuddle, and we are good at 100%. Oh my gosh. Obviously, the stats aren't going to actually be affected yet until it's fully grown. Looks like the health actually is 7,007. 1720 stam, since you don't actually get an increase on stamina when you imprint. 728 weight, which is still the same, and melee is still the same at 329. So once it's fully grown and everything like that, we should actually get the imprinted stats and everything like that. So we'll go over that once she's fully grown on up. Alright, looks like we got a few more seconds here, and done. There we go. Our Thylas, level 274. Let's put a saddle on this thing again. All the stats aren't actually going to be perfect or anything yet. We have 7007 in health. Yeah, the rest of it hasn't updated. So you know what I'm going to quickly do? Let's get a cryo here. Let's put this thing in a cryo, and then we'll throw it back out. And I hope this fixes it. But yeah, I'm actually really excited to see what that melee stat is too. But let's have a quick look and see if everything updated. And it did, sweet. 7007 in health, 1720 stam, 873 weight, 394 melee. Holy crap, this thing is great. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to bring a torch over to this side just so I can put it on the back of this thing, because it is a little bit early in the morning at this point. It's 5:54 currently. I kind of want to see how this thing goes, honestly. I love imprinted Thylas, honestly. And again, it didn't really matter. We had 320 melee, which is, it's okay, right? But 394, we are looking pretty damn good, honestly. Perfect, Raptor. Let's say 250. Holy shit. 215 right away. Oh my god. And of course, I got a level up right away, too. Let's see. How many levels? I'm going to assume at least one. Gotta be at least one. Yeah, there we go. Obviously, it's at least one. Oh my god, it's so stupid. Anyways, I'm going to obviously keep... Oh, okay, it was you. here's kind of what I'm going to be doing, guys, obviously. That's going to wrap up this episode, though. This thing's going to be absolutely amazing for us, honestly. I can totally tell at this point. Going to get a few levels in it before the next episode, but I'm real excited overall. I will be honest, I'm not sure what to name this thing, so I'm going to leave it up to you guys. Let me know in the comments down below. Give me some ideas so we can name this monstrosity, honestly. This thing's going to be absolutely amazing once we get a few levels on into it. And I guess you guys will have to see what the stats are looking like in the next episode, guys. So overall, that's going to wrap this one up. I hope you guys enjoy this one, and I'll see you guys in the next one.